What do you need to know about the HIV/AIDS history that can help you get through COVID-19? My name is Brent Hawks, and I was a pastor of a church, predominantly LGBT congregation, through the height of the AIDS crisis. December the 1st is World AIDS Day, a time to remember the lives lost and the work that still needs to be done, especially for safer sex and for society, the work to decrease the stigma, to increase the support, and to ensure that the advances that we've made in North America are felt by poorer countries. But first I want to talk about where World AIDS Day came from. Here's some interesting background. MCC San Diego, one of our congregation, was being ravaged by HIV/AIDS. They had 20 members of their choir die. And so the pastor of the church, the Reverend David Farrell, decided to put together some material for other metropolitan community churches to help them to focus once a year on remembering lives lost and educating. And so he sent out those materials the next year on December the 1st. Those churches recognized them, and eventually it began to grow beyond metropolitan community churches and became World AIDS Day. And here we are today, able to manage the illness much better, and yet still no vaccine 40 years later. With the likelihood that we're about to get some really good vaccines for COVID-19, we're blessed. We're very, very fortunate. So here are some lessons about the HIV/AIDS history that can help us get through the COVID-19 situation. My husband John and I live in downtown Toronto, very near the AIDS Memorial. And the memorial design has a series of pillars on an arc that would eventually form a circle. And on each of the pillars, there's some steel plates engraved with the names of people who died that year. The first pillar covers 1981 to 1986 as people began to die in increasing numbers. But the second pillar was full of names just from 1987. The third pillar, 1988. The fourth pillar was full of 1989. The fifth, 1990. The sixth, 91 and 92. The seventh, 93. The eighth, 94. The ninth pillar, 95 and 96. And it was around this time that one day John and I were out spending some time in the memorial looking at the names of people, remembering our friends or parishioners. And we noticed that the arc was beginning to form and that it eventually would go all the way around to a full 360. And we wondered what they were going to do with the pillar once it formed a full circle, because at that point we had no real hope that it would ever end. Then the 10th pillar covered 1997 and 98 and 99, 2000, 2001, and 2002. All of a sudden, the medications began to work and dramatically less people were dying. Pillar 11 covered 6 more years, and since then, there are numerous years on every pillar, and each of the steel plates are not full of names. And so it looked like even without a vaccine, we weren't going to go anywhere nearly all the way around. So here are some lessons. Even without a vaccine, there's hope. With or without vaccines, there will come a time when the number of deaths will dramatically decline. So in the meantime, let's take personal responsibility for making healthy choices. In terms of HIV/AIDS, practicing safer sex. In terms of COVID-19, wearing your mask. Let's take care of each other. Let's make sure that the gains that we feel in wealthy Canada are extended to other countries. So back to World AIDS Day. It began with one church wanting to remember and to educate. So let us remember all of the lives lost, whether to HIV/AIDS or to COVID-19. And also, let us make sure that less people are dying because of religious-based homophobia and religious-based transphobia. That's the work of Rainbow Faith and Freedom to confront the religious-based discrimination. So if you think some other folks might be helped by hearing this video, please pass it on. Thank you.